A very warm welcome to the Nithyananda yoga class today. Please come down, settle on your mat in a cross-legged position with your head, neck and spine in a straight line. We're going to start the class with the Satguru Vandanam, invoking Swamiji's presence. So let's place the hands in Namaskara Mudra in front of the heart and take a deep breath to start. Nithyanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Yagana Sadrisham Tattvamashadilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. And then we continue chanting the Shiva Mula mantra 11 times. Om Ham Ham Shivaya Namaha. 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 And next is the ritualistic cleansing. So take your Panchapatram and Udarini, a cup with water and a spoon. Now place the hand in the Gokarna Mudra, the index finger bent, and place your palm upwards. Then we take 1 Udarini of water in your hand and sip it from the base of the hand along with the mantra Svada. Atma Tattvam Shauriyami Svada. Take another Udarini of water. Vidya Tattvam Shauriyami Svada. Another Udarini of water. Shiva Tattvam Shauriyami Svada. And cleanse the hands. And now with the base of the thumb, wipe over the lips twice from the right to the left along with the mantra. Om Hridayaya Namaha. Cleanse the hands. And with the index finger, middle finger and ring finger, touch your upper lip and lower lip. Cleanse your hands. And with the thumb and index finger together, touch your right nostril, left nostril. And with the ring finger and thumb together, touch the right eye, right ear, left ear. And clench your hands. And now with the little finger and thumb together, using the whole base of the hand, touch the navel center, right chest, left chest. And with all the fingers together, touch the crown of the head, the right shoulder, left shoulder, and heart center. Now clasp your hands together, rest them on the right thigh. Then we're going to chant the Sankalpa together. And Sankalpa is a strong resolution of what you decide to manifest. So you can gently close your eyes and visualize that what you want to manifest is happening right now. Take a deep breath. Om Mamopata Samasta Duritakshayadvara Bhagavan Shri Nithyananda Paramashiva Prityartham Shri Nithyanandeshwari Paramashiva Shakti Sameta Shri Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva Prityartham Cha Adya Purvokta Evam Guna Visheshena Vishishtayam Ashyam Shubharito Purana Arogya Yukta Dridagatra Yogika Sharira Siddhyartham Paramashiva Shakti Avishkaranartam Nithyananda Yoga Vyasham Karishe. And clench your hand the last time.
Om
Apapastrishyam. And now place your Panchapatram somewhere safely on the side, where you cannot accidentally tip it over or hurt yourself during the class. The instructions given during the yoga, they are meant for educational and well-being purposes, and they are not meant as a medical advice or examination or treatment. If you have any injuries or disease or a condition, if you are pregnant, for example, then first consult your medical doctor and adhere to that advice. For everybody here joining online in the social media and through the Zoom, please at all times listen to your body, listen to the signals it's giving, and adjust the asanas wherever needed to your capacity. I will also be guiding you through different levels in the asanas. So with that, let's start. We start today with a standing position where we slightly bend through the knees, keeping the hands on the knees, the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha, and extend and gently move the tongue downward while we perform the Jivachala Kumbhaka. Forcefully move the retained prana through all the limbs of the body in the upward and downward directions along with the mind. This is Jivachala Kumbhaka. Keep the abdomen inward and up in the Uddiyana Bandha. Keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha. Gaze at the tip of the nose. And during all of the asanas, keep internally chanting the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize yourself as a humble, steadfast donkey, known for the sure-footedness and gentle endurance. Gadvasana.
Jangorubhyam dharam pidyasti takayo dvijanuna janu parikaram yugmam gadvasana muchyate.
And now come sitting with your feet extended and hold your feet while crossing your arms. And now take the foot that is where the hand is underneath, take that one up toward your ear. Continue with the Pratyahara Kumbhaka in this posture. Inhale deeply while withdrawing the senses inwards. Keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha. Gaze straight and visualize yourself as a bow, coiled with tension yet perfectly aligned in Dhanurasana Trini.
Padangushthotuppanibhyam grihitva shravanavadhi dhanurakarsanam kritva dhanurasana muchyate.
And place your foot on the opposite leg. And place your hands in your lap, your thumbs together upwards. Keep your eyes open and steady, gazing outward while awareness rests deeply within in the Shambhavi Mudra. Continue with the Pratyahara Kumbhaka. Inhale deeply and hold the breath while withdrawing the senses. Bring your attention inward as you hold as long as comfortable. Then exhale slowly and repeat. Keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha. Gaze at the tip of the nose and visualize yourself in heroic steadiness, sitting with dignity and calm focus in Virasana Chatvari.
Dvigunam patitam padam vamam dakshinatah uttitam kritva anyonyattalastham tuvira patam atha uchyate.
Now bring your foot behind your neck or anywhere close. You can do it at the level where your body is at. If you get it all the way in your neck, place it there. And place your hands in Anjani Mudra in front of the heart. If you're not reaching all the way behind your neck, then bring your knee behind your shoulder And place your hands in Anjali Mudra in front of the heart. Inhale deeply, hold the breath while withdrawing the senses. Bring your attention inward as you hold as long as comfortable and exhale slowly and repeat. Keep the pelvic floor contracted, gaze up at the third eye, and visualize yourself balanced on one foot, rooted yet poised or movement. Ekapadasana 2.
एकपादम् अथो कण्ठे उत्थाप्य एकं च दण्डवत् करो सम्पुटितो कृत्वा एकपादं तत् उच्यते.
And now bend your knee, place your foot in front of the perineum while holding the other foot in your neck and the hands in Namaskara Mudra in front of your chest. Inhale deeply and hold your breath while withdrawing the senses. Bring your attention inward as you hold as long as comfortable. Exhale slowly and repeat. Keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha. Gaze up at the third eye. Keep internally chanting Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. In Dakshina Pada Shirsasana.
बेसिनेपं नेपगमाथा उपरलावि दाकना पाचल्या भागापर छदाववा नेहात ज्योतिने स्थिति करवीते द्विपाद शीर्षासन कहेवायचे.
And now bring your foot, keep your foot behind your neck. And then we're gonna stretch ourselves out, placing the hands in front of us on the mat, the elbows bent. Bring your stomach onto your elbows and see if you can take your other foot also up off the ground, completely balancing on your hands. If you're not all the way balancing, then keep your toes on the floor and balance that way. In Ekapada Mayurasana.
हरति सकल रोगान् आशुगुल्मो दरादीन् अभिभवति च दोषान् आसनं श्रीमयूरम्.
And now come laying down on the back, still with the foot behind the neck or as close as possible, with your knee over your shoulder, for example, and use your hand on the same side of your foot that is in your neck to hold the foot and stretch the other arm out alongside the body. Keep the eyes open and steady going outward while awareness rests deeply within. Continue with the Pratyahara Kumbhaka. Inhale deeply, hold your breath while withdrawing the senses and bring your attention inward as you hold as long as comfortable. Keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha. Gaze at the tip of the nose and visualize yourself as the cosmic Trivikrama triangle, with angle rooted in the earth, another reaching toward the heavens, and a third piercing through your very soul. Supta Trivikramasana.
उत्तान कुर्मपीठं च सिंहं गारुडमेव च वातायनं गोमुखं च भारद्वाजं त्रिविक्रमम्.
And in the same asana, try to stretch both hands along your body, along the body on the mat. Leave your foot wherever it is and keep the eyes open and steady gazing outward while awareness rests deeply within. Continue performing the Pratyahara Kumbhaka. Inhale deeply, holding your breath while withdrawing the senses. Keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha and gaze at the tip of the nose. Keep internally chanting the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize yourself as a tiger, coiled and ready to spring in Vyagrahasana.
व्याघ्रासनम् अथो व्यक्षे क्रोधकालविनाशनम् एकपादं शीर्षमध्ये मेरुदण्डोपरि स्थितम्.
Now take your knees up to your chest. Hook your arms around your knees, both knees together. Keep the eyes open and steady, going outward while awareness rests deeply within. Perform the Pratyahara Kumbhaka. Inhale deeply, holding your breath while withdrawing the senses. And bring your attention inward as you hold as long as comfortable. Then slowly exhale and repeat. Keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha. Gaze at the tip of the nose and visualize yourself as a couch, steady and supportive, carrying the weight of the world with ease. Paryankasana 2.
जानुप्रसारित बाहुः शयनं पर्यङ्कासनं क्रोञ्चोष्ट्र गजादिवत् उपवेशनं क्रोञ्चाध्यासनम्.
And now come up to a seated position. Bring both your legs into your neck. And if you're not reaching all the way, then bring them as close as possible. Perform the Pratyahara Kumbhaka. Inhale deeply, hold the breath while withdrawing the senses. Bring your attention inward as you hold as long as comfortable, and then exhale slowly and repeat. Keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha. Gaze up at the third eye and keep internally chanting the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham while visualizing yourself as sage Vashishta, radiating wisdom and unshakable clarity. In Vashisthasana 2.
दो पगति जोड़ी संपुट करे हाथ दो पगा बीच आनी तले करी बारे ल्याई कहुन्या माहिली संधि राखे.
Now keep both your feet into your neck or as close as possible wherever you are. Lengthen the spine and keep your posture steady. Keep the gaze fixed at the tip of the nose while you inhale deeply and hold your breath while withdrawing the senses. Bring your attention inward as you hold as long as comfortable. Keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha and visualize yourself as the sacred Shiva Linga, the eternal symbol of Paramashiva's formless essence in Shiva Lingasana.
दो पाव सीस परी आने पुनि एक जुगति और ताहम थाने दो पग के अंगुष्ठ जो तीन परी मुट्ठी करी की दो.
And remain in the same posture. Cross your ankles behind your back to secure your feet in the position. Place your palms on the floor at your sides and lift your chest upright. Balance here and breathe smoothly. In the Pratyahara Kumbhaka, inhale deeply, hold your breath while withdrawing the senses and bring your attention inward as you hold as long as comfortable. Keep the muscles of the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha. Gaze at the tip of the nose and visualize yourself as an owl, perched silently on a branch, eyes piercing the night with clear perception. Kaka Rupa Skandasana 2.
अथ वक्षे काकरूपस्कन्धासनमुत्तमं कलिपापात् प्रमुच्येत वा यं वशम् आन्येत्.
And remain your both feet crossed behind your neck, your hands on the floor, stacking your ankles, crossing your ankles, and place your palms besides the hips for balance. Keep your spine long, your shoulders away from your ears. Keep the eyes open and steady, gazing outward while awareness rests deeply within. In the Shambhavi Mudra, and continue with the Pratyahara Kumbhaka. Inhale deeply and hold your breath while withdrawing your senses. Keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha. Gaze up at the third eye and visualize yourself as a bird in the forest, agile and free, navigating through branches with grace. In Naranja Chata Kasana.
एकं पादेन भूमिम् अवष्टभ्य अन्यपादतलेन उरु अवष्टभ्य उत्तिष्ठेत् अष्ट इति पुनः पुनः कर्तव्यम् अर्धचन्द्रं भवति.
And retain your feet behind your neck and crossed with the ankles. And now bring your right hand all the way up, your other hand between your right shoulder and the neck. Keep your eyes open and steady, gazing outward while awareness rests deeply within. In the Shambhavi Mudra, continue with the Pratyahara Kumbhaka. Inhale deeply and hold the breath while withdrawing the senses and bringing your attention inward as long as you hold, as long as comfortable. Keep the muscles of the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha, gaze at the tip of the nose, and visualize painting your reality, each stroke manifesting intention into form, in Chitrakasana.
प्रथम पगति संपुटकरे पुनः जुगति ऐसी विस्तरे दाई कहूनी माहिली संघी तपरी दो एदी बंधा.
And now we do the same asana on the other side with your foot, your ankles crossed in your neck or as close as possible. Stretch out your left hand all the way up towards the ceiling and bring your right hand into the place between your left shoulder and your neck. Keep the eyes open and steady, gazing outward while awareness rests deeply within. In the Shambhavi Mudra, continue with the Pratyahara Kumbhaka. Inhale deeply, holding the breath while withdrawing your senses. Keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha. Gaze at the tip of the nose and continue internally chanting the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize painting your reality, each stroke manifesting intention into form, in Chitrakasana.
प्रथम पगति संपुटकरे पुनः जुगति ऐसी विस्तरे दाई कहूनी माहिली संघी तापरी दो एदी बंधा.
And now, with your feet still ankles crossed in your neck, place both your hands on the mat. Breathe evenly and stay calm. Your shoulders away from your ears, your spine tall, your head lifted. Gently focus the inner awareness through the eyes, soft and steady, maintaining alertness without attention in Shambhavi Mudra. And continue the Pratyahara Kumbhaka. Inhale deeply and hold your breath while withdraw your senses. Keep the Mula Bandha engaged, the pelvic floor contracted. Gaze up at the third eye and visualize yourself as a cobra king, poised and majestic, hood flared, radiating vigilance and controlled power. In Panindrasana.
पादाभ्यां वेष्टयेत् कण्ठं करयोः संस्थित उन्मुखं पानीन्द्रं सर्वदोषघ्नं वा भूयात् सुखदं सदा.
Now remain in the same position with your both legs behind your neck, the ankles crossed, the hands on the floor for balance, chest upright, chin lifted softly. Keep your spine long, your breath even, and your gaze calm. Keep the eyes open and steady, gazing outward while awareness rests deeply within in the Shambhavi Mudra, and continue the Pratyahara Kumbhaka. Inhale deeply and hold the breath while withdrawing your senses. Keep the Mula Bandha engaged, the pelvic floor contracted. Gaze up at the third eye and visualize yourself bound by a noose of integrity, holding emotions aligned with purpose and action. In Pasini Mudrasana.
कण्ठपृष्ठे क्षिपेत् पादो पाशवत् दृढ बन्धनं सा एव पाशिनी मुद्रा शक्तिप्रबोधकारिणी.
And relax the legs down. Shake them out if you need for a moment. And let's come then in Padmasana with both feet on the opposite thighs. Hold your feet with your hands and come bending forward with the forehead on the mat. Bend forward from the hips. With inner focus and outer vision, free from blinking or opening the eyes, perform the Vaishnavi Mudra. And we start here with the Ujjayi Kumbhaka, slightly contracting the throat and drawing the breath slowly in with the through the nostrils, producing the sound of the ocean. Retain the breath within and then release slowly through the nostrils, preserving the same soft sound. Keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha, the gaze straight, and visualize yourself as Matsyendraja, but deeper, embodying unfathomable depth in turning inward, in Matsyendrasana 2.
मत्सेन्द्रासना प्रथमा जीमनोच्चरण जुजोई वामजङ्घ परिराखे सोई ताकी एरी कति सो लावे बहुरी जुक्ति यह उर करावे.
And in the next asana, come first up to a seated position. And then we place again both feet behind the neck, the ankles crossed. And then we place the hands in Anjani Mudra in front of the heart. Continue the Pratyahara Kumbhaka. Inhale deeply and hold your breath while withdrawing the senses. Keep the muscles of the pelvic floor strongly contracted in the Mula Bandha and visualize yourself as a living conduit of cosmic energy. Feet resting above the head, hands grounding the earth. Dvipada Shirsasana.
बेसिने बमने पगमाथा ऊपर लावी डाकना पाचल्या बाघा पर चदाववा नेहात जो दिने स्थिति करवीते द्विपाद शीर्षासन कहे वायचे.
Now hold your feet behind your neck, holding both with your hands or as close as possible. Keep your soles of the feet together, your spine elongated, your shoulders away from the ears. Keep the Pratyahara Kumbhaka going. Inhale deeply and hold your breath while withdrawing the senses. Bring your attention inward as you hold as long as comfortable. Keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha and visualize the Shakti of Mahima flowing through you, making your body heavy yet rooted, stable and immovable. Bharatahari Asana.
अथ भरथरासना आसन गोपी चंद कहियो जैसे याहूद को कीजे पुनीत ऐसे.
And then we do the same asana, but laying down on our back. So first come laying down on your back and then place your feet into your neck again or as close as possible, holding the both feet with your hands. Keep the eyes open and steady, gazing outward while awareness rests deeply within in the Shambhavi Mudra. Inhale deeply, hold your breath while withdrawing the senses. Bring your attention inwards as you hold as long as comfortable in the Pratyahara Kumbhaka. The pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha. Gaze up at the third eye and visualize all gods and goddesses showering their blessings upon you, filling your being with divine grace, protection, and auspiciousness, while your consciousness radiates harmony and devotion, an alignment of the cosmic support. Deva Asana.
अथ देवासना प्रथमे सूधो सोवे सोई करे काम कसी कर गही दोई.
And keep laying on your back with both of your feet over your head, holding them with your hands. Keep the eyes open and steady, gazing outward while awareness rests deeply within in the Shambhavi Mudra. Continue with the Pratyahara Kumbhaka in this position and keep the Mula Bandha engaged. Gaze up at the nose and visualize yourself as a small yet mighty plant breaking through the dirt, emerging into vibrant reality. Mritika Banjikasana.
प्रथमे प्रथमस्येन सुधो हो यथाने पग उचाय आगा ने आने बहुर पघति को यो राखे गोरवारली या विधि डाके.
And now in this same posture where you lay down on your back with your feet in your neck. You fold your arms around your hips. Continue with the Pratyahara Kumbhaka. Inhale deeply and hold your breath while withdrawing the senses. Bring your attention inward as you hold as long as comfortable. Keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha and gaze at the nose. Keep internally chanting the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize an abundance of gold cascading over you, filling your being with prosperity, divine wealth, and auspicious energy. In Mashakasana.
मशकासना प्रथमे सूधो सैने करे वामपादकान्ध परिधरे तापरी दक्षिणा पग को आने दो हस्त ऐसे विधि ठाने.
And now relax. We're going to bring the body into an inverted bridge. So lean on your hands and feet and bring your hips all the way to the ceiling. Your fingers pointing towards your toes. And now see if you can stretch your feet one step further away from you while holding a strong core and inhaling deeply through your nose, holding the breath comfortably and release through the nose again in the Sahaja Kumbhaka. Pelvic floor contracted, gaze at the nose and visualize the eastern side of your body stretching and opening. Purvatanasana.
पूर्वतानं चतुष्पादपीठं वज्रासनं तथा चकोर क्रोञ्च शलभ भुजाङ्गान् अपि वृश्चिकम्.
And let your hips come down to the mat again. Come lying down all the way and bring your body up into a inverted position. Hold your hands alongside the back for extra support, and then bring one foot a little before the other as if you're taking a step. Keep the eyes open and steady, gazing outward while awareness rests deeply within in the Shambhavi Mudra. Inhale deeply through the nose and hold the breath comfortably, then release through the nose again in the Sahaja Kumbhaka. Keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha, gaze at the tip of the nose, and visualize yourself lifting into the upward angle pose, reaching skyward with focus and strength in Urdhva Konasana.
सप्तचक्रक्षालनाय वृक्षासनविशेषकान् जननेन्द्रियधार्ध्याय को न वेदान् समभ्यसेत्.
And come slowly down. While laying down on the back, keep your hips on the floor and you place your crown of your head on the floor and then your arms and legs slightly off the ground, holding a strong core. So your hip is on the floor and yes, and then your feet and arms stretched out off the floor. Now your hips is on the floor and your legs and arms off the floor. Arms also off the floor. Yes. Keep the eyes open and steady, gazing outward while awareness rests deeply within. In the Shambhavi Mudra, perform the Sahaja Kumbhaka. Inhale deeply through the nose, hold the breath comfortably, and then release through the nose. Keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha, gaze straight. Visualize your extended foot reaching fully, elongating muscles, nerves, and subtle channels. Uttana Padasana 2.
सप्तचक्रक्षालनाय वृक्षासनविशेषकान् जननेन्द्रियधार्ध्याय को न वेदान् समभ्यसेत्.
And relax. Now we bring the foot and the crown of the head on the floor. The whole the whole rest of the body is up. Push the hips towards the ceiling and cross then your arms in front of your chest. Keep the eyes open and steady, gazing outward while awareness rests deeply within. In the Shambhavi Mudra, inhale deeply through the nose, hold the breath comfortably, and then release through the nose in the Sahaja Kumbhaka. Keep the pelvic floor contracted and the gaze straight, and visualize yourself forming a bridge, lifting your chest and heart skywards. Setu Bandhasana.
वासिष्ठम् अथ कौण्डिन्यम् ऊर्ध्वा कुकुतमेव च अष्टावक्रम् अथ उत्तानमायूरं सेतुबन्धनम्.
Now place your hands overhead on the mat and push the hips up towards the ceiling again. Keep the eyes open and steady, gazing outward while awareness rests deeply within. Your hands overhead and push your hips towards the ceiling. Sahaja Kumbhaka, inhale deeply through the nose, hold the breath comfortably and release through the nose again. Keep the pelvic floor contracted, gaze straight, and visualize your body arching into wheel pose, energy radiating through spine and limbs in Chakrasana Trini.
बे हाथनी आंगल्योथि बे पगनाम आंगली पकड़ीने सवुम ते चक्रासना कहे वायचे.
And now in Chakrasana, we see if we can be so flexible to bring the feet and hands closer together. So we do the same posture with the hands and feet a little closer together. Keep the eyes open and steady, gazing outward while awareness rests deeply within in Shambhavi Mudra. Inhale deeply through the nose, hold the breath comfortably and release through the nose again in the Sahaja Kumbhaka. Keep the pelvic floor contracted, gaze straight, and visualize the knot binding prana and apana dissolving, releasing subtle tensions within. Peta Puti Asana.
आसन को गुण पान पान की गांठी छूटे जालंधर बंध लागे.
And now we're going to do a nice counter stretch where we lay down on the back, bring our feet all the way over our head and hold them with our feet. Stretching the back the other side. Sahaja Kumbhaka, inhale deeply through the nose, hold the breath comfortably and release through the nose again. Keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha and gaze at the tip of the nose. Visualize yourself performing wondrous action, each movement infused with intention, precision, and divine resonance. In Vicha Trakarani.
विचित्रकरणी अथ विचित्रकरणी नामासनं शयत पश्चिमतानस्ते हस्तो तत्र प्रसारयेत् पादो दण्डसमो कृत्वा विचित्रकरणी भवेत्.
And relax, stretch your whole body out in a lying down on your back position. Now bring one hand on your thigh and the other hand at your nose. And then in a dynamic movement, change the position of the both hands. Bring them one by one to your nose. Keep the eyes open and steady, gazing outward while awareness rests deeply within in the Shambhavi Mudra. Inhale deeply through the nose, hold the breath comfortably and release through the nose again in the Sahaja Kumbhaka. Keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha, gaze straight, and visualize yourself as a hatchet being thrown, cutting through obstacles with precision and force. In Paschasana 2.
पादतले भूमौ निधाय जानूनि उरसि निधाय विपरीतहस्ताभ्याम् उरुसहितजङ्घे निबध्य तिष्ठेत् प्रशासनं भवति.
And now come laying down on your side with your legs stretched out and your elbow on the ground, your head on your hand resting. Place your other hand on your hip. Inhale deeply through the nose, hold the breath comfortably and release through the nose again in the Sahaja Kumbhaka. Keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha, gaze straight, and visualize yourself as Dakshinamurti, serene and wise, seated in stillness. Dakshinasana.
शय्या अर्जुद शय्या अर्जुदक्षिणाङ्गेन मस्तकेधो निधाय स दक्षं हस्तं च वामं तु जङ्घपृष्ठे ततो जपेत् सम्प्रयाति रुजाशोको दुःस्वप्नं वीर्यपातनं पचनशक्तिरग्निष्टु वर्धते दक्षिणासने.
Now, in the next asana, we're going to be laying down on the stomach. Lay prone with the stomach pressed lightly into the earth, the arms resting along your sides. On the inhale, extend your chest upward and lift your legs behind you like the rising of a locust. Keep your palms close by your body, shoulders broad, gaze forward, and lengthen your spine. Keep the eyes open and steady, gazing outward while awareness rests deeply within in the Shambhavi Mudra. And then we're going to perform here the Jiva Chalaka Kumbhaka. Inhale the prana and use the power of the mind to forcefully direct it through all the limbs of the body. Keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha, gaze straight, and visualize yourself as a locust, resilient and adaptable, leaping and navigating terrain with precision. Salabhasana 2.
पूर्वतानं चतुष्पादपीठं वज्रासनं तथा चकोरक्रौञ्च शलभभुजाङ्गान् अपि वृश्चिकम्.
Now, lower your legs down onto the mat, bend your knees and bring your feet up to your hips, to your buttocks. Hold them with your hand. Keep the eyes open and steady, gazing outward while awareness rests deeply within in the Shambhavi Mudra. And continue with the Jiva Chalaka Kumbhaka. Inhale prana and use the power of the mind to forcefully direct it through all the limbs of the body. Keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha. Gaze straight and keep internally chanting the japa. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. And visualize yourself as a frog, alert and grounded, sensing subtle vibrations and responding with precise leaps. Bekasana.
बकं बेकासनं चैव मकरं मत्स्येन्द्रं द्विविधं चात्र कुण्डली बोधकारणम्.
And now from this position, we do an asymmetric position where we take one foot all the way up, holding it with our hand, and the other foot stays at our buttocks. Perform the Jiva Chala Kumbhaka, inhale prana and use the power of the mind to forcefully direct it through all the limbs of the body. Keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha, gaze straight, and continue internally chanting Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize yourself as a hyena, vigilant, moving with calculated intent in Birundasana.
सलभा शलभासनभेदाश्च नतभेरुन्दनामके गन्धभेरुन्दसहिते शीर्षदन्दासनं तथा.
And now we do the same posture on the other side. So switch the leg that is now up. Birundasana Parshvantare.
शलभासनभेदाश्च नतभेरुन्दनामके गन्धभेरुन्दसहिते शीर्षदन्दासनं तथा.
And relax. Come sitting on your knees with your feet flat. And sitting your hips down onto your heels. Keep your spine tall and your chest open for a good posture. Keep the eyes open and steady, gazing outward while awareness rests deeply within in the Shambhavi Mudra. Continue with the Apakarshaka Kumbhaka, partially closing the nose and doing the Rechaka Puraka. Keep the Mula Bandha engaged, the pelvic floor contracted, the gaze straight, and continue internally chanting the japa. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize yourself steadfast, grounded, and indestructible as a lightning bolt. Vajrasana Pancha.
Vajrasana, Muktasana, Koshasana, Natije Laho Doha, Kare Granthma, Chita Vanni Gurute.
And for the next asana, we come laying down on our stomach. Place our elbows on the ground and rest your hands in your palms while you bend your knees and point your toes towards the ceiling. Lean on your elbows and place your head in your hands. Place your head in your hands. Rest your And in this posture, perform the Jiva Chala Kumbhaka. Inhale prana, then use the power of the mind to forcefully direct it through all the limbs of the body, moving both upward and downward, as taught by Shiva himself. Keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha, gaze at the tip of the nose, and visualize yourself as a spear, focused and unwavering, piercing through obstacles with clear intention. Shulasana.
Kurparabhyam avanim avashtabhya hastata labhyam hanum avashtabhya utishtet shulasanam bhavati.
And while keep laying down on your stomach, interlace your fingers behind your neck, and then come upwards with your upper body. Your feet stay on the ground. Just your upper body up and down again, up and down again, and keep repeating this. Inhale the prana, then use the power of the mind to forcefully direct it through all the limbs of the body in the Jiva Chala Kumbhaka. Keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha. Gaze at the tip of the nose and visualize yourself as an alligator, patient and calculating, powerful beneath the calm surfaces. Makarasana 2.
Umdha soini bamni hata mathani banne bani thai agal jaya tem lambha karava.
And now for the next asana, your body has to come up in a inverted position and the hands towards the head. So I'll help you in this position. Come all the way out, turn around to the other side of the mat, please. On your stomach. On your stomach. Yes. And now with your hands underneath your shoulders for support, bring your body up. Yes. And bend your knees towards your feet towards your head.
And in this asana, keep your eyes open and steady and gaze outward. Perform the Jivala Kumbhaka. Inhale the prana, then using the power of your mind, forcefully direct it through all the limbs of your body, moving both upwards and downwards. And lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha. Gaze at your nose. Visualize yourself as the leader of a hyena pack, commanding respect and coordinating with intelligence. See awareness balancing assertiveness and strategy, embodying authority, adaptability, and protecting guidance over the group. Gandha Berundasana. शलभासनभेदाश्च नतभेरुन्दनामके गन्धभेरुन्दसहिते शीर्षदन्दासनं तथा.
Okay, beautiful. And lower the body down again. Then we're getting ready for the next asana, which is the same posture with the arms stretched out on the mat.
This is Gandha Berundasana Dwe. So in this position, continue with the Shambhavi Mudra and the
Bend your
Jivala
knees.
Kumbhaka. Lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha, gaze at the tip of your nose, and continue to chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize yourself as a sturdy four-limbed wooden staff, grounded and reliable. See awareness aligned with structure and support, embodying endurance, stability, and the ability to hold weight and responsibility with unwavering strength. Gandha Berundasana Dve.
Okay.
शलभासनभेदाश्च नतभेरुन्दनामके गन्धभेरुन्दसहिते शीर्षदन्दासनं तथा. And now in the next asana, we remain in this position. It is Gandha Berundasana Trini. Now try to bring the feet further in front of your head. So it's more of a back bend here. In the same position, bring the feet in front of the head. Continue with the Shambhavi Mudra, the Jivala Kumbhaka. Lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha. Gaze at the tip of your nose and continue to chant Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize yourself as a sturdy four-limbed wooden staff, grounded and reliable, and see awareness aligned with structure and support. Gandhabherundhasana Trini. शलभासनभेदाश्च नतभेरुन्दनामके गन्धभेरुन्दसहिते शीर्षदन्दासनं तथा.
Right. And have your feet come down.
So now we'll move to Viparita Shalabhasana Dve. In Viparita Shalabhasana Dve, so we'll come balancing on the chest. So you'll place your hands along the mat and lift your body up. So your feet should now be pointing to the sky. Point your feet to the sky. Yes. So now we'll continue with Viparita Shalabhasana Dve. So point the feet to the sky. Continue with the Shambhavi Mudra, the Jivala Kumbhaka, and lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha. And visualize yourself as a locust, resilient and adaptable, leaping and navigating terrain with precision. See awareness, quick and alert, embodying persistence, survival, and the ability to thrive even in challenging environments. शलभासनभेदाश्च नतभेरुन्दनामके गन्धभेरुन्दसहिते शीर्षदन्दासनं तथा. And now we'll continue with Chaturanga Dandasana. So now just come in a plank position, your feet pointing down, your toes pointing down. Yes. So now continue with the Shambhavi Mudra, the Jivala Kumbhaka. Lock your perineum in the Mula Bandha and gaze downwards. Continue to chant internally Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize yourself as a sturdy four-limbed wooden staff, grounded and reliable. See awareness aligned with structure and support, embodying endurance, stability, and the ability to hold weight and responsibility with unwavering strength. Chaturanga Dandasana. Viparitam mandalam cha dvidvaiva viditam hinaha dandasanam dvidha proktam viparito paveshane sarvanga shirsha bhagastu shat shastihi pratithastu te.
And in the next asana, come sitting on your knees, your feet flat on the ground. Then keep your hands at your ears and come bending downwards with your forehead to the ground. Perform the Jivachala Kumbhaka. Inhale prana and use the power of the mind to forcefully direct it through all the limbs of the body. Keep the eyes open and steady, gazing outward while awareness rests deeply within in the Shambhavi Mudra. Keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha and draw the abdomen inward and toward the spine in the Uddiyana Bandha. Gaze straight and continue internally chanting the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize yourself in stainless pose, untouched by karma, pure and free, in Niranjana Karmasana.
Atha niranjana karmasanam balako garbha shayan yam tishtet sam kuchito yatha tatha garbhasane yogi niranjana vidhim bhajet.
And in the next asana, we bring the hands on the mat with the fingers towards the body. Then bend the elbows and bring your stomach onto your elbows. And now you're gonna keep your feet off the ground, but not by pulling your feet up, but by bringing your weight further into the front. Then if you balance there, you can naturally bring your feet off on the ground, from the ground. Continue the Jivachala Kumbhaka, inhaling the prana and using the power of the mind to forcefully direct it through all the limbs of the body. Keep the Mula Bandha and the Uddiyana Bandha engaged, gaze straight, and visualize yourself as a peacock, feathers fully fanned, radiating beauty and divine presence in Danda Mayurasana.
Mayuram dandavat kuryan mayuram danda namakam kuryan mayuram parshvabhyam mayura parshvanamakam.
And now we're going to do the same asana on one hand, stretching the other hand all the way in front of you, alongside, parallel to the ground. Now you can do this in different variations. If you can hold your weight easily on one hand, then balance with your feet off the ground and stretch one hand in front of you. And if you are finding this a little challenging, then keep 1 or 2 feet on the ground, just your toes touching the mat, while you stretch out your hand in front of you, parallel to the ground, while balancing your body onto one elbow. Visualize yourself as a peacock, alert and vigilant, every movement precise, in Pangu Mayurasana.
मयूरासनवत् संस्थाप्य एकेन हस्तेन एकस्य हस्तस्य मणिबन्धं धारयेत् पङ्गुमयूरं भवति.
Wonderful. And let's do the same asana on the other side, balancing the body on the other elbow. Panga Mayurasana Parshvantare.
मयूरासनवत् संस्थाप्य एकेन हस्तेन एकस्य हस्तस्य मणिबन्धं धारयेत् पङ्गुमयूरं भवति.
And relax. Come into a seated position with one foot behind or outside your hip and the other foot on the opposite thigh. The hands on the respective knees that are both resting on the ground. Keep your eyes open and steady, gazing outward while awareness rests deeply within. And keep the eyes open and steady, gazing outward while awareness rests deeply within in the Shambhavi Mudra. Perform the Sama Kumbhaka without actually inhaling and exhaling. Hold the prana in the navel center. And in this position, keep all the three bandhas engaged. The pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha, the abdomen inward and up in the Uddiyana Bandha, and the chin to the chest in the Jalandhara Bandha. Altogether, holding these three bandhas is called as Mahamudra Bandha. Gaze at the tip of the nose, keep internally chanting the japa. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize the Hindu goddess of knowledge, Devi Saraswati, flowing through you with awareness. Jnananjanasana.
Jnanasana. अथान्यत् आसनं कृत्वा सर्वव्याधि निवारणं योगाभ्यासी भवेत् क्षिप्रं ज्ञानासन प्रसादतः.
And now bring in this same position your foot under your armpit. Maybe you can reach all the way, then just leave your foot under your armpit. You can hold it with both hands. If you're not all the way there, then the first variation is to keep your foot behind your elbow and gently open your hip. Don't overstretch. Listen to your body. Keep your eyes open and steady, gazing outward while awareness rests deeply within. And without actually inhaling and exhaling, hold the prana in the navel center, in the Sama Kumbhaka. Keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha, gaze up at the third eye, and visualize Gupchika, coiled and hidden, embodying the dynamic power of Kundalini energy. Kupchikasana.
अथ जठराग्नि सन्धि पनगुल्म बृहस्यलु लाहर कुब्जिकासनां किञ्चित्तीर्यक्शक्तिम् आस्थाप्य जानुम् ऊर्ध्वं धृत्वा सम्परावर्तनेन कक्षामूले पादम् आदाय तिष्ठेत् एतत् पीठं कुब्जिकं वह्निकारी.
And place your foot in front of your perineum, the other foot on your opposite thigh. Then stretch your arm behind your back, taking your opposite toe in Prana Mudra, the index finger and middle finger around your toe, and bring your other hand on your opposite knee, twisting your body nicely sidewards. Keep the eyes open and steady, gazing outward while awareness rests deeply within in the Shambhavi Mudra. And without actually inhaling and exhaling, hold the prana in the navel center in the Sama Kumbhaka. Keep the Mula Bandha engaged, the pelvic floor contracted. Gaze up at the third eye and visualize Lord Kartikeya, ruler of Mars, radiant, fierce, and unwavering in purpose. Bharajvajasana.
उत्तानकुर्मपीठं च सिंहं गारुडमेव च वातायनं गोमुखं च भारद्वाजं त्रिविक्रमम्.
And now sit on the floor with one foot in front of the perineum and place the other foot onto the stomach with the knee pointing as much downwards as possible. Place your hand on your knee and leave your foot there. Place your other hand on the mat outside of your hip. And without actually inhaling and exhaling, hold the prana in the navel center. In the Sama Kumbhaka, Mula Bandha engaged, the pelvic floor contracted, gaze at the tip of the nose, and visualize yourself in the state and space of bravery, fearless and steadfast in Virasana Pancha.
एकं पादम् अथैकस्मिन् विन्यस्येत् उरु संस्थितम् इतरस्मिन् तथा पश्चाद् वीरासनम् इति ईरितम्.
And while keeping your foot onto your stomach, place your hands overhead, your elbows bent, your hands in Parusha Mudra, the fingers interlaced with the palms pointing downwards. Without actually inhaling and exhaling, hold the prana in the navel center in the Sama Kumbhaka. Keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha. Gaze straight at the nose. Feel courage igniting through every fiber of your being, steady and unwavering in Bairu Asana 2.
मूलद्वारातीकबैसिकधारे वामपदगुद अन्धो करे एदि अग्र गुदातरि धरे ऊर्ध्वचित्ति अङ्गुष्ठरे अङ्गुष्ठतरि करे.
And lower your hands down on the exhale. Now sit with your left foot placed on the right thigh. Firmly plant your right sole on the ground, your knee up. And begin to twist your torso gently toward the raised knee. Spine tall and the chest lifted. Hook your left arm across your shin while the other reaches behind, clasping together if possible. Sama Kumbhaka, without actually inhaling and exhaling, hold the prana in the navel center. Keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha. Gaze at the third eye, embodying the great sage and yogi Matsyendranath, the founder of Hatha Yoga. Feel his mastery over body, breath, and mind arising within you. Baddha Matsyendrasana.
मत्स्येन्द्रपीठं जठरप्रदीप्तं प्रचण्डरुक्मण्डलकन्धनास्त्रम् अभ्यासतः कुण्डलिनीप्रबोधं दण्डस्थिरत्वं च ददाति पुंसाम्.
Relax out of the sideward twist. Then we're going to do the same series of asana on the other side, starting with one leg beside the hip and the other onto the opposite thigh. The both knees resting on the ground and the hands with the palms downwards resting on the knees. Keep the eyes open and steady, gazing outward while awareness rests deeply within in the Shambhavi Mudra. And perform the Sama Kumbhaka without actually inhaling and exhaling. Hold the prana in the navel center. Keep all the three bandhas engaged, the pelvic floor contracted, the abdomen inward towards the spine, and the chin towards the chest. Gaze at the tip of the nose. Embody the wisdom, clarity, and creative intelligence of Saraswati. Jnanasana.
अथान्यत् आसनं कृत्वा सर्वव्याधि निवारणं योगाभ्यासी भवेत् क्षिप्रं ज्ञानासनं प्रसादतः.
And in the next asana, we place the foot into the armpit, opening the hip. If you cannot reach all the way to your armpit, bring it behind your elbow as a variation. You can hold your foot with your hands and perform the Sama Kumbhaka without actually inhaling and exhaling. Hold the prana in the navel center. Keep the Mula Bandha engaged in the pelvic floor contracted, gaze up at the third eye, and become bravery itself. Feel a deep, calm courage arising in your chest, steady and unshakable. Kukjikasana.
अथ जठराग्नि सन्धि पनगुल्म प्रिहशूल हरकुब्जिकासनां किञ्चित् तिर्यक्शक्तिम् आस्थाप्य जानुम् ऊर्ध्वं धृत्वा सम्परावर्तनेन कक्षामूले पादम् आदाय तिष्ठेत् एतत् पीठं कुब्जिकं वह्निकरे.
And relax. Bring your foot underneath your perineum and the other foot on the opposite thigh. Then bring your arm around your back and take your opposite toe into Prana Mudra, the index finger and middle finger around your toe, closing it with your thumb and stretching nicely sidewards while without actually inhaling and exhaling, holding the prana in the navel center in the Sama Kumbhaka, keeping the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha, gaze up to the third eye, and embody the energy of Lord Kartikeya. Feel the courage and strategic awareness and decisive action arise within you. Bharadvajasana.
उत्तानकुर्मपीठं च सिंहं गारुडमेव च वातायनं गोमुखं च भारद्वाजं त्रिविक्रमम्.
And now we bring the foot onto the stomach, the knee on the ground, and one hand on the knee. If you need to hold your foot with one hand, you can. Otherwise, bring that hand on the mat outside of your hip and become bravery itself. Feel a deep, calm courage arising in your chest, steady and unshakable in Virasana Pancha.
एकं पादम् अथैकस्मिन् विन्यस्येत् उरु संस्थितम् इतरस्मिन् तथा पश्चाद् वीरासनम् इति ईरितम्.
Now leave your foot at your stomach. Interlace your fingers over your head with the palms pointing downwards. And embody leadership, strength, and alertness in Bhairava-asana 2.
मूलद्वारात्तिकबैसिकधारे वामपदगुद अम्डोकरे एदियग्रगुडातरीधरे ऊर्ध्वाचित्ति अङ्गुष्ठतरीकरे.
And now sit with your left foot placed on top of your right thigh, your right knee up. And or if you just did it on this side earlier, then do it now on the other side. Bend your upper body towards your opposite knee, your arm around your knee and the other arm around your back, clasping your hands if you can reach all the way. Visualize yourself seated with openness and grounded stability in Baddha Machandrasana, Parshvantare.
मत्स्येन्द्रपीठं जठरप्रदीप्तं प्रचण्डरुक्मण्डलखण्डनास्त्रम् अभ्यासतः कुण्डलिनीप्रबोधं दण्डस्थिरत्वं च ददाति पुंसाम्.
And relax out of the twist. Sit with your soles of your feet together close to the pelvis. Let the knees come down all the way wide and down. Hold the toes with your hands, your spine tall, your chest broad, and your shoulders relaxed away from the ears. Perform the Sama Kumbhaka without actually inhaling and exhaling. Hold the prana in the navel center. Keep the pelvic floor contracted and gaze at the tip of the nose. Visualize yourself in bound angle pose, seated with openness and grounded stability in Baddha Konasana.
पाशं ब्राह्मं तथा सिद्धं स्वास्तिकं वामनासनं बद्धकोणं भद्रपीठं मूलबन्धं तथैव च.
And remain the soles of your feet together. Both your heels stuck to your perineum. And hold your soles inverted. Sit tall, chest open, spine steady. Keep the Sama Kumbhaka without actually inhaling and exhaling. Hold the prana in the navel center. Contract the pelvic floor in the Mula Bandha. Gaze at the tip of the nose and radiate serenity and divine alignment. Feel every cell harmonizing with inner and outer awareness. Bhadrasana Chatvari.
Risha Nani Niche Shivanina Daba Pagamam Daba Pagani Edi Pagane Ulatta Vine Rakhave.
And now for the next asana, place your toes on the floor, your soles of the feet together, and then bring your whole inner sides of your feet on the ground while sitting on top of them. Keep the eyes open and steady, gazing outward while awareness rests deeply within. Rest your hands on your knees. Perform the Sama Kumbhaka without actually inhaling and exhaling. Hold the prana in the navel center. Keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha. Gaze up at the third eye and curl inward into the warm womb-forming pose, sinking deeply into sacred stillness in Yoni Asana.
Pado Samilya Padagre Adhare Parshni Lingat Adaha Aniya Padatalayoho Sam Vishet Yonyasanam Bhavati.
And in the same posture, sitting on both your inner sides of your foot, hands on your knees. Continue the Sama Kumbhaka. Keep all the three bandhas engaged, the pelvic floor contracted, the navel inward and up towards the spine, and the chin to the chest. Keep the gaze at the tip of the nose. Embody the power of Sage Goraksha in fierce eye pose. Gaze sharp and penetrating in Gorakshasa Bhadrasana.
Rishanani Niche Shivanina Daba Pagamam Daba Pagani Edi Pagane Ulatavine Rakhavi.
And now in the same position, close your arms behind you. Take the opposite feet in your hands without actually inhaling and exhaling. Hold the prana in the navel center in the Sama Kumbhaka. Keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha and gaze up at the third eye. Embody the energy of desire burning pose, feeling an inner fire awakening and consuming all distractions. In Gamma Dahanasana.
Badhrasanam Sukham Sthapya Viparite tu dve pade Anena Yadi Kuryatat Kamadahanam Bhavet.
And relax, come onto a seated position. Now bring the soles together in front of you. Keep the heels down and the toes pointing upwards. If you can, then let your feet be like this and place your hands in your neck, your elbows down. Keep your eyes open and steady, gazing outward while awareness rests deeply within in the Shambhavi Mudra. And without actually inhaling and exhaling, hold the prana in the navel center in the Sama Kumbhaka. Keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha. Gaze at the tip of the nose. Embody the openness and support of supine bound angle pose, letting your body fully release and your mind rest in calm receptivity in Supta Baddha Konasana.
Pasham Brahmam Tatha Siddham Swastikam Vamanasanam Baddhakonasanam Baddrapitam Mulad Bandham Tataivacha.
And in the same posture, continue with the Sama Kumbhaka without inhaling and exhaling. Hold the prana in the navel center. Gaze up at the third eye. Keep your toes pointing upwards. Continue the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham internally and feel yourself grounded and alert, coiled with energy and ready to spring in Bekasana 2.
ध्यायेत् हि चित्पदं भ्रान्तं आसनस्थः सुखाय च यदि सर्वाङ्गम् अतोल्य गगने खेचरासनम्.
And relax. Keep your soles of the feet together in front of the perineum. Bring your hands onto your knees. Elongate your spine, your shoulders away from the ears. Continue the Sama Kumbhaka without actually inhaling and inhaling. Hold the prana in the navel center. Keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha, gaze at the tip of the nose and feel yourself radiating sacred presence and inner alignment, fully grounded and centered in Bhagasana 2.
पग उtlata modi भैसे पगा का माहिला गुल्फकुला पाशता लगावे.
Now keep the heels down again and the toes pointing upwards, the hands on the knees. Continue with the Sama Kumbhaka without actually inhaling and exhaling. Hold the prana in the navel center. Keep the Mula Bandha engaged, the pelvic floor contracted, and the abdomen inward and toward the spine in the Uddiyana Bandha. Gaze at the tip of the nose and visualize yourself as living the life of a perfected yogi, body, mind, and spirit aligned. Siddhi Jiva Asana.
पगा को सोजो जाई.
And in the same position, bring your hands in Namaskara Mudra in front of the heart while the toes keep pointing upwards. Without actually inhaling and exhaling, hold the prana in the navel center in the Sama Kumbhaka. Keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha, gaze straight, and continue internally chanting the japa Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Visualize yourself as a source of water flowing freely and nourishing all life. In Panipatrasana.
नाभो संस्थाप्य गुल्फो च तन्मध्ये करपात्रताम्. शने यत्नेन कुर्वीत पाणिपात्रं तदुच्यते.
And in the next asana, what we're going to do is bring both feet into our armpits. If it is that easy for you, you can bring both legs into your armpits and then interlace your fingers behind your neck. And if you are working towards this pose, then see if you can bring both your feet behind your elbows hooked or one of them, and be where you are, what your body can do at the moment. Just stretch these hips further open without actually inhaling and exhaling. Hold the prana in the navel center in the Sama Kumbhaka. Keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha, gaze at the tip of the nose, and visualize yourself as one of the 7 Saptarishis, wise and eternal. Saptarishi Asana.
दो पग के पगथले तीन के लांक जुसोया. दो कान कनी में धरे नासा दृष्टि समोया.
And come leaning onto the knees. Now in this posture, we balance on the knees and bring the feet up towards the buttocks while holding the hands in Namaskara Mudra in front of the heart. Keep the eyes open and steady, gazing outward while awareness rests deeply within. Without actually inhaling and exhaling, hold the prana in the navel center. Keep the Mula Bandha engaged, the pelvic floor contracted, gaze straight, and visualize yourself as a pearl born from the womb of an oyster. Sukhasana.
शुक्त्यासना. पार्ष्णी नाभो संस्थाप्य जङ्घा बहिर्प्रदेशेन सम्मीलयेत्. शुक्त्यासना भवति.
And now come sitting in a cross-legged position. Place your Interlace your fingers and place them in front of your navel, your elbows wide. Without actually inhaling and exhaling, hold the prana in the navel center. Keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha. Gaze up at the third eye. Keep internally chanting Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. And sit and be in the space of oneness with the supreme pontiff of Hinduism, dissolving all boundaries. See awareness merging with the Guru, embodying unity, infinite cosmos, consciousness, and the unbroken flow of divine energy. Shtitarasana.
Jamanum pagane phane daba pagani angali niche rakhine ane daba pagane phane jamanum pagani namga niche rakhine besavom.
And now bring your legs in Padmasana, the feet on the opposite thighs. Rest your hands on your knees. Keep the eyes open and steady, gazing outward while awareness rests deeply within in the Shambhavi Mudra. Without actually inhaling and exhaling, hold the prana in the navel center in the Sama Kumbhaka. Keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha and the abdomen inward and toward the spine in the Uddiyana Bandha. Gaze up at the third eye and visualize yourself born from water like the lotus emerging from the mud in Abujasana.
Apanam uthapya shanaihi swa shaktitihi pranam samakrishya cha kumbhakam charet dritva yatha shaktiyat anurechayet shanaihi vayum gadaknam smritam abhujasanam.
And now we're going to do a different pranayama, the Kaku Chanchu Kumbhaka, where we curl the tongue inward within the mouth and then extend it slightly outward to form a small passage for inhalation, resembling the beak of a crow. Inhale through this opening and retain the breath after drawing it in. And keep the Mula Bandha engaged, the pelvic floor contracted, and draw the abdomen inward and toward the spine in the Uddiyana Bandha. And now come from the hips, bending all the way forward, stretching out the hands in front of us on the mat, placing your forehead on the floor, gazing up to the third eye, and continue the Kaka Chanchu Kumbhaka, while visualizing yourself as a fully bloomed lotus, radiant and pure, embodying Kamala, the divine essence of Goddess Lakshmi, in Kamalasana.
Tatra kolasanam kritva athava kamalasanam mahavidyam mahamantram japtva lingam avapnuyat.
And stay in the same position, keeping the eyes open and steady, gazing outward while awareness rests deeply within in the Shambhavi Mudra. Continue the Kaka Chanchu Kumbhaka, inhaling through the tube of the tongue, keeping the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha. Gaze at the tip of the nose and visualize yourself as rare and powerful. Uta Mangasana.
स्थित वैतत आसने मंत्री अधर शीर्षम करोति चेत उत्तमांगासनम येयम योगिनाम अति दुर्लभम.
And come upwards. Stay seated in Padmasana. Now bring our hands over our head and look at the side. Continue inhaling through the tube of the tongue in the Kaka Chanchu Kumbhaka. Keep the Mula Bandha and the Uddiyana Bandha both engaged, gazing at the side. Visualize Lord Shiva blessing you, enveloping your being in profound peace, clarity, and stillness, feeling divine protection and the quiet power of the ultimate consciousness flowing through every part of your body. Padmasana Pancha.
उपविश्यासने सम्यक् बाहु कृत्वार्ध कुञ्चितो कक्षव्योम्नि मनः कुर्वन् samam ayati talayat.
And now place one hand on your forehead and one hand on the back of your head while being seated in Padmasana, and continue inhaling through the tube of the tongue. Visualize a river of Shakti conscious energy streaming into you through the Sahasrara chakra, awakening inner vitality, spiritual awareness, and the boundless power of divine energy within. Kulyasana.
अथ कुल्यासनं वक्ष्येत् यत्कृत्वा कोलिको भवेत् एकहस्तमस्तकस्थो अधः शीर्षे अभिन्नगे करम्.
And now one hand behind the back, take the opposite elbow in your hand and one hand at your navel center, and then come bending from your hips forward, placing your forehead on the ground. Continue with the Kakachuncha Kumpaga, inhaling through the tube of the tongue. Keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha, gaze at the tip of the nose, and visualize all celestial gods and goddesses showering their blessings upon you, filling your awareness with grace, protection, prosperity, and the harmonious alignment of your body, mind, and spirit. Divyasana.
अथ दिव्यासनं वक्ष्येत् पृष्ठं हस्तेन दण्डयेत् एकहस्तम् अध्य देशं भूमिहस्तं च नासया.
And come up again. Now we're going to do the same asanas on the other side, starting with the hands. The hands overhead, looking to the other side, while stay seated in Padmasana. In Padmasana Pancha.
उपविश्यासने सम्यक् बाहु कृत्वार्ध कुञ्चितो कक्षव्योम्नि मनः कुर्वान् समम् आयाति तलयात्.
And while staying seated in Padmasana, we bring one head onto the forehead and the other hand at the back of the head. Arms, the elbows wide. Continue inhaling through the tube of the tongue in Kakachanchu Kumbhaka. The pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha. Gaze up at the third eye and visualize a river of Shakti conscious energy streaming into you through the Sahasrara chakra in Kulyasana.
अथ कुल्यासनं वक्ष्येत् यत्कृत्वा कोलिको भवेत् एकहस्तमस्तकस्थो अधः शीर्षे अभिन्नगे करम्.
And in Padmasana, bring one arm behind the back. Take the opposite elbow in your hand and your other hand at the navel center. Come bending forward all the way your forehead to the ground. Continue inhaling through the tube of the tongue in Kakachanchu Kumbhaka. Visualize all celestial gods and goddesses showering their blessings upon you in Divyasana.
अथ दिव्यासनं वक्ष्येत् पृष्ठं हस्तेन बन्धयेत् एकहस्तम् अध्य बेशं भूमिहस्तं च नासया.
And come sitting up. Stay seated in Padmasana and interlace the fingers in front of the navel center in Parusha Mudra. Continue inhaling through the tube of the tongue in Kakachanchu Kumbhaka. Visualize your body becoming completely purified, every cell filled with light, releasing impurities, karmic residues, and subtle blockages, embodying radiant health, clarity, and unbounded spiritual potential in Pavanasana.
अतान्यत् अथान्यत् आसनं वक्ष्येत् साधकानां हिताय वै पवनासरूपो खेचरो योगीरात् भवेत्.
And while remaining the Padmasana posture, place your hands through your legs on both sides and bend them, placing your hands in your neck. Continue in this asana with the Ujjayi Kumbhaka, slightly contracting the throat and drawing the breath slowly in through the nostrils, producing the sound of the ocean. Retain the breath within and then release slowly through the nostrils, preserving the same soft sound. Keep the Mula Bandha engaged, the pelvic floor contracted, and chuck the chin towards the chest in the Jalandhara Bandha. Gaze at the tip of the nose and visualize yourself as a bat in full flight. Wings stretched wide and elongated fingers, light and agile. Valgulyasana.
अथ भूरि भुक्तस्य पाचनं सद्यो च राम शूलादो वल्गुल्यासनम्.
And now we do the same asana but laying down on our back. So on our back in Padmasana position, placing your arms through your legs and your hands in your neck. Continue the Ujjayi Kumbhaka, making the sound of the ocean with your breath while keeping the pelvic floor contracted and the abdomen tucked inward toward the spine. Gaze at the tip of the nose and visualize Lord Rama in your inner space, radiant and serene, embodying Dharma, courage, and unwavering devotion. Parasarama Asana Dve.
अथ परशुराम आसन प्रथम करे पदमासन आचे सुधो सोवे भूपरि पाचे गोदा अरुजंघा येदु भूसो लगाता राके सोई.
And now we're doing the same asana in a dynamic posture where you come from the seating posture in this asana to a laying down posture on your back and right up to the seated one again. While doing this, perform the Kevala Kumbhaka. Allow the breath to pass naturally. And keep doing this dynamic posture where you come from a seated posture onto laying down back and back up again. Allow your breath to pass naturally in the Kevala Kumbhaka. Gaze at the tip of your nose and visualize yourself nestled deeply like a fetus within the sacred cosmic womb, the Hiranyagarbha, in Yogini Garbhasana.
योगिनी गर्भासने हित्वा षट्चक्रं गर्भं आविशेत्.
And now bring yourself balancing on your knees with your hands in front of you on the mat. And then push your hips forwards. Place your back into a back arch. Perform here the Ujjayi Kumbhaka, making the sound of the ocean with your breath, your pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha, gaze up at the third eye, and embody the space and state of a lion, alert and powerful and courageous, in Samhasana Dve.
अथ सिंहासनं गुल्फो च वृषनस्यादः शिवन्याः पार्श्वयोः शिपेत् दक्षिणे सव्यगुल्फं तु दक्षगुल्फं तु सव्यके.
Now come back into a seated position in Padmasana. Place your hands in front of you on the mat. Bring yourself balancing on your knees first. And then place your knees one by one onto your arms, keeping your whole body balancing on your hands. Perform the Ujjayi Kumbhaka. Make the sound of the ocean with your breath. Retain the breath within. And then release slowly through the nostrils, preserving the same soft sound. Keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha, gaze downward, and visualize yourself as a rooster, one leg slightly impaired yet vigilant. Urdhva Kukutasana.
Urdhva Kukuta Vashishtha Marichi Hala Matsyakam Parivritim Chodarasya Vividam Dhanurasanam.
And in the next posture, we go seated in Padmasana. We cross both our arms behind our back and take both the big toes in Prana Mudra, the index and middle fingers around the toes. Perform the Ujjayi Kumbhaka, make the sound of the ocean with your breath. Keep your pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha and place your chin to the chest in the Jalandhara Bandha. Gaze at the tip of your nose and visualize yourself as a lotus flower, rooted yet rising above the water, pure and radiant, in Padmasana Shat.
Atha Padmasanam Avamorupari Dakshinam cha Charanam Samsthapya Vamam Tatha Daksho Rupari.
Now place your fingers while seated in a Padmasana position. Place your fingers to block the subtle knowledge channels at your throat. Near their place beneath the head. Lower the chin and engage the gentle throat lock while performing the sound of the ocean with your breath in the Ujjayi Kumbhaka. Gaze at the tip of the nose and visualize yourself as Paramashiva, transcending worldly society, detached and self-contained. Padmasana Sapta.
Padmasanastitha yogi janasanga vivarjitaha vijnanana dvidayam angulibhyam nirodhayet.
And now come into an inverted posture while sitting in Padmasana. Swing yourself back and the body up, pointing the knees towards the ceiling, holding the hips with your hands for support. Tuck the chin towards the chest firmly in the Jalandhara Bandha and visualize yourself as an inverted lotus flower, suspended and balanced, roots upwards, crown grounded. Feel energy flowing in reverse, reversing ordinary perceptions, embodying stillness, transformation, and the subtle power of upward awakening. Urdhva Padmasana.
Prathama ardha padmasanani Pethe besi pachi soi mathum bhumi para rakhi kedane bamne hatta na adharati unchi karite paloti adhara uppadi rakhavite urdhva padmasanana kahe vayache.
And remain in the same position with your Padmasana legs up. Keep the eyes open and steady, gazing outward while awareness rests deeply within. Inhale deeply through the nose, hold the breath comfortably and release through the nose again in the Sahaja Kumbhaka. Keep all the three bandhas engaged in the Mahamudra Bandha. Gaze at the tip of the nose and visualize yourself as a mountain, deeply rooted and stable for thousands of years in Parvatasana Dve.
अथ वक्षे महादेव पर्वतासनमङ्गलं यत्कृत्वा स्थिररूपी स्यात् चक्रादिविलोपनम्.
And lower the body down. Maintain the Padmasana and lay down on your back. Your knees pointing away from the body. Hold the feet in the big toes in Prana Mudra. Kevala Kumbhaka, allow the breath to pass naturally. Keep the Uddiyana Bandha and the Mula Bandha engaged, the pelvic floor contracted and the abdomen inward toward the spine. Gaze up at the third eye and visualize yourself as a graceful fish, effortlessly gliding through clear, vibrant waters. Matsyasana Pancha.
मुक्तपद्मासनं कृत्वा उत्तानं शयनं चरेत् कूर्पराभ्यां शिरोवेष्ट्य मत्स्यासनं तु यो रोगरित.
And relax your legs out of Padmasana. Come into a standing position and stay grounded on your right foot while curling your left leg around your right one. Then do the same with your hands, curling them around each other. You can help yourself balancing by gazing at a fixed point in front of you. Visualize yourself as a majestic hawk, Shena. Feel the sharp clarity of your vision piercing far and wide with focused awareness. In Shena Hasana.
हस्तपादौ परस्परं बध्नित्वा देहम् उन्नम्य तिष्ठेत् अन्येन पक्षेन तद्वत् निदेशक कुम्भकं साधयेत्.
And now from this position, come into a seated position with your legs crossed over one another and your hands together resting on your thigh. Inhale through the nose and exhale evenly, maintaining a rhythmic breath without strain in the Samavriti. Keep the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha, gaze at the tip of the nose, and visualize perception gradually failing, silent, and attention turning inwards. Agochara Asana.
Agochara asana.
And now we come back standing up on the right leg, folding the left leg around, and the fingers and the arms interlaced. Samavriti, inhale through the nose and exhale evenly, maintaining rhythmic breath without strain. Keeping the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha, gaze at the tip of your nose and visualize yourself as a majestic hawk, a Shena, in Shenahasana Uttaranga.
Kutita padam padangushtham bhumo nidhaya bhujadva yena vishta yitva kayam sammuthapayet.
And come back sitting with your knees crossed over one another. And then we do Agocharana Asana on the other side. Sit down with crossed legs and the hands together resting on the thigh. Visualizing perception gradually failing, silent and attention turns inwards in Agochara Asana.
Agochara asana.
And now we come standing up again, now leaning onto the other leg, curling the leg behind or around the first and the arms around each other. Samavriti, inhale through the nose and exhale evenly, maintaining a rhythmic breath without strain, keeping the pelvic floor contracted in the Mula Bandha. Gaze at the tip of the nose and visualize yourself as a majestic hawk, Shena, in Shena Hasana Uttaranga.
Kutita padam padangushtham bhumo nidhaya bhujadva yena vishta yitva kayam sammuthapayet.
And in the same posture, gaze at the tip of the nose, same posture. Gaze at the tip of the nose. Continue internally chanting the japa. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. And inhale through the nose and exhale evenly, maintaining a rhythmic breath. Visualizing yourself as the majestic hawk, Shena. Feel the sharp clarity of your vision piercing far and wide with focused awareness. Shenasana.
हस्तपादौ परस्परं बध्नित्वा देहम् उन्नम्य तिष्ठेत् अन्येन पक्षेन तद्वत् निधे कुम्भकं साधये.
And come resting down. Come laying down in the last asana of today's sequence, all the way on the back with extended legs, extended arms alongside the body, the palms facing upwards. Shakti Chalana Mudra, focus on the Muladhara. Contract the perineum to rouse the dormant Kundalini energy. Forcefully draw the Apana Vayu, the downward breath, upward with intent, holding the energy and intention firmly inward. Practicing this. And forcefully draw the Apana Vayu upward with intent, holding the energy and the intention firmly inward. Practicing this regularly grants mastery over the body, the subtle powers such as anima, and liberation from the fear of death. Inhale deeply through the nose in the Sahaja Kumbhaka and visualize your body as death, lifeless, while the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism liberates your soul. Feel detachment, transcendence, and the dissolution of mortal limitations, embodying freedom, liberation, and the eternal presence of divine consciousness. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. In Shavasana 2.
अथ चित्तविश्रान्तो शवासनम् उत्थानमूर्ध्वा शयनं विधाय प्रसार्य पादौ करसम्पुटं हृदि नासाग्रे आदाय दृशं स्मरन् शिवं पृष्ठो स्थिति यन्त्रशवासनं हितत्.
Now slowly start moving your toes and your fingers. Rotate your wrists and your ankles. And bring your knees one by one to your chest. Hug your arms around your knees. And roll over the spine from side to side, massaging the back. And come sitting up in a seated position. Congratulations. Again, we have finished 100 asanas. And we are over half of the 1008 asanas that we do in the course of 10 days, each day, 100 asanas, exploring the ultimate potential of our body, mind, and soul. I want to invite you warmly to join back every day for the Nithyananda Yoga class and also to share with us your experience. So put your feedback, your comments, your questions underneath the live stream, please, so we can get in touch with you. and know how you have experienced the Nithyananda yoga class. Later today, Swamiji will be coming live and addressing us with powerful cognitions, initiations, and giving darshan. So please don't miss. Tune in Eastern African time, 5:30. And also we have a program running, Paramashiva Sena program, which takes 30 days and takes you onto a spiritual journey that you can't even comprehend before experiencing it yourself. You will be doing yoga, not only yoga on the mat, but also yoga on the pole and yoga on the rope, different forms of yoga. You will be learning about rituals like puja, so much of the Hindu knowledge and principles will be shared with you, and you will imbibe that through all kinds of energy exercises. It is a deep transformative journey, and everything is happening within Swamiji's space. So, if you want to experience the master more closely and reset your life basically into a different direction, or with deeper clarity about who you are, then you are very much invited to join in this program. If you want to know more about it, you can post your questions also underneath the live stream, or look at the website www.unitedancientnations.org. So with that, let's end the class for today. Bring the hands in Namaskara Mudra in front of your heart. Then we go and chant the Purna mantra together. Take a deep breath. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavan Shri Nithyananda Paramashivam Parukarpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. Let's express our gratitude in a moment, bowing down to Swamiji. And take that gratitude into the rest of your day. Have a wonderful one, and love to see you tomorrow back again. Nithyanandam.